After literal centuries of darkness, our centuries-old off-grid water mill is finally stepping into the light. In this episode, you'll witness how we bring hybrid electricity here for the very first time, blending old-world charm with modern power.
This is the very first light ever turned on in here.
We're Brittany and Drew, two hopeful adventurers building our dream as we turn this old water mill into our very first home, not on wheels. Now, let's take in a deep breath and let it out. Let the adventure begin.
Good morning. Come on.
The morning glories are in bloom, the electricians are in the house, and tonight we are going to have lights inside of the mill for the very first time. Drew and I are so stoked about this, and we were not anticipating this to be happening so soon right now. It's been like 3 months since our electricians have been here, and yesterday they returned. We didn't film anything that they did yesterday, but they have cut holes, the wires have been pulled through, and today they are finishing off what they started. So let's go inside and show you guys, because it's just really starting to look like a home. And that means that our lives are just going to get better, and they're going to change from here on out like faster than I think we thought. Not so fast. Although they told us that the lights would be on by the end of the day, in true Portuguese fashion, it actually took 2 more weeks for the lights to be connected, as you will see by the end of this episode. Let's go. These are all going to be puck lights. It was really tricky trying to figure out what kind of lights were best with our angled ceiling, because this entire room has a slant. So when it comes to lights that hang versus puck lights, nearly every puck light needed to be able to tilt so that we could focus the task lighting like on the countertops and things like that. So 3 months ago, Drew filmed a whole little bit about the lights and the conundrums that we have found in this step of the process. Maybe I can drop in some of those clips for you here.
These are just a fraction of all the lights we need for our house. There's a lot of puck lights, can lights, hanging lights, dimmable lights, color of Kelvin lights. It's been a very confusing process. So as part of the electrician's duties, they're back today and they are starting to put markings on the ceilings and be cutting the holes for where these will be installed. There's spotlights like this for the upper bedrooms that we're gonna have. That way you can angle the light against the wall. And here they require these G10 bulbs, something I'm new to, but these are dimmable bulbs that go in there. Then these puck lights, these are medium-sized ones. However, I'm gonna have to return these. These are 4000K, kind of a brighter medium range light. These are not gonna work in these angled ceilings. They're gonna shoot the light this direction and cast shadows back the way they're not angled. So that is not gonna work right there. And then next we have these hanging lights. These are just placeholders till we get nicer fixtures in the future, but just to make sure that everything's wired for the time being. LED lights, these will be great for the laundry room where it's a low ceiling, as well as the closet. And then I was playing around with some of these like smart lights that connect to apps. However, I can't get it here because my phone and Apple is programmed to the US, so these are gonna get returned. Let me just say, there's a lot involved when choosing the lighting throughout the house for your home. In the US, Amazon, you can find like everything. Here, there's a lot of options that don't exist. These are little down lights that fit those G10 bulbs. These are the 75 mil holes that have to be cut, and then they go to a little transformer like this that gets plugged into the wires. You can see the various wires they're going to be running through the ceiling here. And then these are the dimmable transformers that go into the switch boxes like this. And this is actually a pressure switch right here. So you can click it multiple times. It'll raise the light, go from dim to bright, and then back down to dim by only pressing the top section. And then if you want to turn it off, you just, it gets one click and turn it back on, click. It goes back to the same old setting from before. Pretty cool. Again, this will go like this over top that blue box. I was instructed to walk around the house and lay out all the lights next to the respective spots in which they'll be placed in the ceiling. So I'm coming up to the upper bedrooms, and there's gonna be 2 lights, one there and one there, above what will be a future desk. Actually, this was the mark they made. So there, 60 centimeters off the wall, boom. Another mark. Hopefully these guys can find all the wires they need in the ceilings. 1, 2, and then there'll be a ceiling fan right above me. Then over here, there'll be an LED strip that will go from the switch box there across the closet. That will be controlled right here. Pretty cool. And same here, mark on the wall, trace that straight up right above the bed. Oh, check this out. Marty, our resident bat, is back. Marty, what's going on? You see him, guys? Marty, we haven't seen you in a while. I wonder how he got in here. Everything was closed up. Marty. Oh, you gonna rest over there? The very first time Brittany and I ever came in the mill with Ralph, who showed it to us, he pointed out, there's a bat in here. He's welcome here for now, until we're actually living inside. Oh, Marty. Spooked him. Oh, there he went. Peace, Marty. So yesterday they were in here, they had their lasers out, and they were lining up everything to make sure the holes go evenly with this door frame all the way across this room. Same with over there against the edge of the wall and on the island. We've tried to make everything look in alignment, so if you're anywhere in the room, things just look like they're organized, set up with intention. It's pretty cool to think that there's about this much space between the concrete blocks and the drop ceiling that allows all the wires to be still pulled through.
This light, this dining table light, has been the hardest one for us to figure out because we don't yet have our dining room table. And so how do you figure out where the center of your table is, your imaginary table? So Drew and I sort of had to imagine what kind of a dining room table we're going to have in the future to make the most informed decision so that it hopefully is in the right place. And this is the marker. Yeah. So it's going to go right there. Talvez. We'll see. We also have one that will be shining directly to the center of the millstone, since this is going to be such an important centerpiece of our home. It's what really makes our home feel more like a museum, and we want to highlight this more than nearly anything in the home. We also put one in my yoga corner over there, which might also become a painting corner, so that light will shine nicely on what I'm imagining to be like an easel that will live in the corner. Oh, the day where we can leave things out, right? When you live in a camper van, everything has to get put away. Speaking of our camper van, we wanted to step inside of our tiny house on wheels and thank our patrons.
Thank you guys for all your support.
Our patrons are those of you who choose to pledge a certain amount, whether it's $3 or $5 or $20 per video or per month. And it truly makes all the difference for us as creators.
Yeah, it's just the fact that validates what we do, and feels good to know many of you guys go beyond just watching our videos, watching through the ads, watching to the end, but you actually give and support us. It means the world.
Because we create all of these episodes for you for free, because we love sharing with you. But truly, this is our job.
Yeah.
We spend all of our lives, like the boundaries between work and life and relationship and all of that is all mixed together in one incredible soup or smoothie, depending on what season it is.
And so if you want to become a patron too, now is literally the best time you possibly could do that.
It's true, because it has been really unpredictable with brands lately, and brands, their sponsorships do make up about 75% of our
Maybe even
income.
more. Yeah.
85, 90% of our income. Like, our patron is small, but they're a dedicated, like, really cherished group of ours who give us like a strong foundation of support regardless of what's happening out there in the brand world.
Yeah, whether it's turbulence in the business world, and tariffs, and just shipping goods to foreign countries. We really depend on that. And right now, we do not actually have a sponsorship for this episode. So we're asking you guys to help out.
To join our patrons, so then we can create for you. We're supported by you. It's really such a beautiful cycle. We wish that we didn't have to have brands, although we are so grateful for the brands that we do get to work with, and we choose only to work with the brands that we trust or that treat us well and treat you well, have great customer support. But anywho, we would love to be able to shift our income stream to patron mostly. I am in the midst of writing a book that I am hoping to have out for you guys in November. So yes, now is the best time, better than ever, to support us, because we are in the final push for finishing our watermill. So we need to do this. We need to be able to get there, and your support does make a difference.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys who are patrons know that we post behind the scenes footage, little snippets, clips, inspirational things to you guys. So if you are a patron, you can take advantage of that. And in the next month, we're actually going to do a live with our patrons. We really look forward to that. So head on over to Patreon on our link below and join us there. We hope to see you in that live chat.
Yes, let's let our patron family grow. All right, now back to the mill. Let's get those lights turned on.
I'm ready.
Me too.
Coming from all the way across the room by the door at the far end. He's got the snake that goes all the way through the tubes that ran underneath the floor before the concrete was poured.
What's crazy is that this time last summer is when they were laying all of the electrical and plumbing tubes in the floor before pouring the base layer of concrete over top of it all. Don't ask us why it has taken them a year before returning to get to this stage, or why our Ukrainian team still hasn't returned. It's all just part of the patience and persistence that's required when building in a foreign country like Portugal, as many of our neighbors have experienced and told us not to get bogged down by. So here we are. We keep believing in the best possible outcome, however long it may take.
They're using an endoscopic camera. That's basically this device right here. It's got a light on the end, and they're able to fish it up there and look to see where the cords are. And it's really cool that that's a camera.
Yeah, it's a nice machine.
Tipo, aqui não consegue chegar ao tubo. Não. Vou mexer, já para ver se conseguir descer o tubo e fazer pressão por baixar.
They're having a bit of a difficulty trying to get the snake up through the tubes to the ceiling that he can pull the wire out and get access to it. He's got his arm way in there, but it doesn't look like he can get any further. He keeps checking with his iPhone right now. They're just trying to get a win by getting the wire out in the place they need to connect the light that will go to this future switch. It looks like a job for you, babe. If you guys want, she will do it with the arm. Mrs. Adventure to the rescue.
Mrs. Electrician.
So we set this directly over by the beam. So you reach in and over.
Okay. Oh, I think I have it. Isto é preto? Okay. Then do I pull it? Yeah?
Bring it out the hole.
Yay! You like that? Okay. Teamwork. See. Oh, glad I was.
If you have others.
Tiny arms at your service. Nada.
You might not be able to lift as much as us men, but hey,
Hey, I'm working on it.
you're working on it. That was great.
Aw, it feels good to help. As our team continued to pull the wires through the various spots marked for lights and fans, we remained on standby to help as we watched, hardly believing that one day soon we would be able to flip a switch and have lights inside the mill for the first time ever. Exciting.
It feels good to see progress. These are the prongs that he'll be connecting each of the wires in the main board on.
Oh, I see.
So this is one of our boxes that's upstairs. There's another box at the entrance to the house, as well as a whole nother board for the downstairs area.
In the second bedroom here, they've already cut one of the holes. This is for the fan. He has like a little detector. That's how he figured it out. You can see the other two light holes that they'll be cutting right above where sort of like we think a desk will go. In the turret here, we still have this scaffolding up because Drew will be working with Ferg, so we don't want to remove the scaffolding till that's done. But we will also be doing a large chandelier or pendant light that will drop from the center and hang down in here, which will be so beautiful when we're finally to that stage. I loved how he used a little piece of foam and like the jig for our hinges to help extend the support for his little table here. So resourceful. So right now I'm standing in our future bedroom, which we have cleared out of everything that was in here. You will see that in a future episode because this will be the workshop for the windows. I'm pretty sure this episode will go live before the windows. We never really know how it all unfolds, but we try to keep things in theme for you guys so you can see a specific project or aspect of the renovation transform like in one video so that it's not just a piecemeal of a whole bunch of things, which is actually the reality of how most things are going. But I think what I'm going to do now is actually assemble a chandelier, and Drew is either going to cut a hole for our shower light in the lower bathroom that he'll show you or make the fan. What are you going to do?
Let's get out the power tools. Cool.
Look who's come to say hello. Good morning. You're such a good girl. You want to say hello? Hi. Such a good girl. All right, so this is the chandelier. I don't know if you guys remember in a past episode, we were trying desperately to remember where this was. We found it. It was in a box. But anywho, there are a bunch of crystal pieces. This actually came from the US. My mom had saved it. It's like an antique chandelier, and we brought it back in a suitcase. So my mom has labeled all of the crystal pieces, and now it's up to me to put it back together. So this is going to be fun. It'll be fun to see what it actually looks like because I've never seen it put together. And this is a light that we got from an antique store down in Faru. We just really loved like the pendant of it. It just looks like a piece of jewelry. And look at that glass. Not sure specifically where any of these lights are going to go. But once we get this one put together, maybe we'll have a better idea. Okay, I gotta put this little fuzzy down. And this is where Drew is going to be cutting a hole for our shower light. You can see there's a hole on the left of that corner. That's not where we want our shower light. But luckily, we can just easily make a new hole and connect the electricity to the other side of that corner because nobody wants to shower in the dark.
So I just talked with Tiago, and he said that I can follow up the center of this outlet here, which is 14 centimeters out to this point. And I thought it'd be neat if it was 14 centimeters down exactly centered in this corner. So we could put like some cool little globe light or something great for a bathroom that give a nice glow. That'll be controlled by this switch right here.
What's that gonna be for then?
Maybe we'll have like a towel rack here.
Yeah.
That was the original idea.
Towel heaters. Never had one of those.
Bring me up here a little bit. Oh, nice.
It's getting in the thingy, the socket.
It's okay. There's no wires in it. I think I'm gonna have to make a channel right here though.
This was a mistake made by our builders that Drew is now having to fix, and hopefully they'll be back soon to finish off the rest of their work.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Clean cut and everything.
Yeah. I literally just punched it through the back of here, so. You have a piece of tube?
Yeah.
I'll put it in there, got it.
It's good.
Okay. They told me I'm hired. I like doing this kind of stuff. If you hadn't already noticed.
What is it? What is it? What? There's so much to say. Are you excited to live in the house? Meow. She only talks this much at dinner time. Meow. Ooh. You just want some attention. Ooh. Kitty number 2. This is Minu's daughter, so Minu is the mom. There, go check on your baby. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Okay. I gotta go work inside now. I'm gonna go build a light. I'm gonna make you a light. Meow. Love you. Okay. You'll just enjoy life now. I'll be back. Don't worry. Meow. Alright, so I'm going to assemble this chandelier in the bedroom. Whoa. I've never seen this before. Cool. There we go. Wow, it's beautiful. Look at that, made in Spain, from just across the border. It's returned to almost its homeland. But I've never seen this before. For those of you who don't know, my mom is a realtor, and she found this inside of one of the homes she was selling. There's a few more treasures like this in my bedroom back in Florida. Little by little, bringing the treasures over to the castle. Okay, I need this like to sort of hang while I build this. Look who's there. This is great.
There you go.
Thanks, babe. There was something else in that package. I'm curious what it was. Whoa. Well, this isn't a light, but this is so beautiful. This is actually from Mexico. I guess I wrapped it in the chandelier because it fit well, or it protected it, but it's a butter tray. You see that? It's a pretty little pink butterfly in there. Todos Santos, Mexico. This is when we did van life over there. We'll drop that episode for you right here if you haven't seen it. Fun little memories. Treasures from all around the world in the watermill, in the land of the explorers, right? All right, let's build this light. And I'd forgotten to hit record in the making of this chandelier. But at least you can see me assembling the top portion. So excited to figure out where this beauty is going to hang. Here we go. Let us know if you have any ideas in the comments. Now I can put this one on. Now we just retwist it so that it loops through. And now we have our new dangly that we can put right in the one missing spot. here. It's beautiful. We have a couple pieces missing. We'll definitely need to get some like candle flame shaped light bulbs to go on there. But I think with time we could find some of the missing pieces at markets and stuff. Beautiful. I'm happy. Mino, what are you doing? You're in the house. Hi, kitty. You exploring? You're exploring. What do you think? And there she goes. Back in the container here, and something I just discovered is that one of the extra crystal pieces from the other chandelier will fit perfectly right in the missing spot that we have for this one. But really all it needs is some wire and a little dusting and a bulb. I was telling the electricians that sometimes it feels like we just work here and that I am blown away by the fact that we will actually live inside of the watermill one day. And having lights turned on in there makes so many things possible. I know a lot of you have said, like, why not clean out the bedroom and like start living in there? But there is truly still a lot of dust in there, and we don't want to move things out and in and go back and forth at all, because we just want to be able to paint the walls as soon as that step is ready. When our Ukrainian team comes back in, they're going to be finishing off the ceilings. And again, we still have to decide on the flooring. We've been a little bit stuck between micro cement, terracotta, the cork. Now we're considering stone. We're just trying to be smart as far as our budget goes, be thoughtful as far as like, we really love the idea of natural materials in there, and also being smart with the moisture issues in the lower portion of the mill. So no decisions have been made yet, to be determined. This episode, we're focusing on the light at the end of the tunnel, the light inside of the watermill. Bye.
Right now, Tiago's using the endoscope, the camera on the end of that little cable. That way he can guide the cable all the way to the opening where the light will be in the corner of the room.
Sometimes it just takes a little technology to help us get the jobs done right.
See the end of the camera hole right there? That's a cool device. Pretty cool, you can put it up there and see all the way.
Yeah. Tá aí bem, anda. Já não quero mais. Agora enfia aqui. Tá bom.
I remember there's all kinds of structures of steel in there that the drywall's been mounted to, so it's not so easy just to pull a cord over top of it. There's all these runners, and there's a whole grid system up there, so to be able to just pull a wire through takes some patience.
Right to the support.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, yes. Now the problem is that
Stuck into the bit.
No problem. We can manage. Yeah.
Victory. Winning. So we're thinking where the fan will sit in the center of the room, that there'll be plenty of support from the metal bracing that's up there already. And luckily they found the cable for the wire easily this time. Measure 100 times, drill once.
Yeah, because this is the center, but the cables have to be a little bit
To the side,
yeah. So
Because you don't want to catch the cable when you drill up.
yeah.
They determined the bit size by each of the hanging light fixtures, so looking at the size of the mount. So this is the mains board with the power coming from outside right here. This connects to the box that's upstairs. This connects to the box that's downstairs. Everything right now is monophase coming in, and we're eventually going to turn to three-phase. And then when it comes into the house, it's separated by individual phases.
This is our team pulling the three-phase cable all the way through the underground tubes that travel 180 meters down our road. So you can imagine how tough of a job this was, especially in the summer heat.
Okay.
right now you have three-phase here. All the board is three-phase, okay? Neutral, L1, L2, L3. So this is the feed, goes in, this one comes out.
Okay.
Goes in, come out, okay? This one goes for this one goes for this. I have 1, 2, 3, yeah? Understand?
And those go to different switch outlets
Different
around
zones.
the house. Zones, okay.
Yeah. This one is everything that's exterior, it's on the 3040. And this one is 340, it's everything that's inside and kitchen.
Okay. And then the box upstairs is same for the 2 bedrooms.
Same.
And then the main board
Same.
just distributes to this board.
And does this living room and
Oh,
the lights outside.
okay, so that board does this room and that. And this only does
And
this
laundry, I
floor
think,
here.
also, yeah.
Wow.
And then you have all the reserves, and you're gonna have the special main switch for the whole house. You're gonna have a special one that you turn to one side, you go from the grid.
Yep.
When no power on the grid,
Yeah,
you turn
yeah.
to the other side, and you
Okay.
have the solar panels,
Okay.
and batteries, or generator.
Where can I hook a generator in and backfeed to? On the
Main
board right there. Okay.
Because it's the only board that has tubes, reserves for outside.
So I'd be able to plug in up by the borehole up there and feed it to the board. Okay. And what is this box?
It's your ATI.
For all the
Everything that's
telecommunications.
internet,
Yeah,
TV,
yeah. Okay. And if I do it through Wi-Fi, then I can put like the main router here,
Yeah.
and then I don't need wires.
Then
for
from
some
here,
of it.
you already have wires
Yeah.
everywhere on the house.
But what I will do is then probably tether in a hard cable to the room up there and put a router for the upper part of the
Yeah,
house,
yeah, also-
which is
also
super
works,
key.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because think when you flip a switch there, that then goes to the island, that can be controlled over there. Complicado un poco.
It's a little bit more difficult to
Yeah.
pass the tubes.
Yeah.
Because you have the stone walls, and to
On
open
that
the stone
part.
walls is very hard.
Yeah, to cut through.
It's coming along.
I like it. Progress. Forza. You can see the connectors right there from the wires from the ceiling connecting to the lighting unit. Here.
Okay, thank you.
Assistant. Perfetto. Ottimo. That was cool.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Look at that. A light bulb. Huh. Soon enough, it'll be able to be turned on. That's been a very long time coming. Look at that, guys. We have light.
Beautiful.
Isn't that fun?
The water mill has light for the first time in its entire life. So special. I love that it's like centered right over the mow.
That was the intention.
This is such a centerpiece for our home. And this isn't actually going to be what the light is. We don't know what all of our lights want to be. We really want to take the time to collect them from markets and antique shops. And like one of you said in the comments, it's going to be like the mill wearing jewelry, and that they are what the water mill wants. So for now, we just have simple bulbs hanging.
The functionality that everything's connected with the ability to change out the connections in the future.
I can't wait to one day have our 2 stools here, drinking coffee, reading a book, and remembering the day when the light first turned on inside of the mill. This is the very first light ever turned on in here. I mean, other than the extension cords that we've been, you know, lugging around.
You ready for a few more?
There's more?
There's more.
There's more.
There's more. And what's really cool, guys, is there's 3-way switches over there by the patio doors up here in the theater, as well as on the edge of the island there.
Where are we going?
Stay right there. Look at this. I can actually shut off the mow from right here. Well, I thought I could. Am I pushing the wrong one? Well, there you go. That's a different switch.
Look at the spotlight.
Da-da-da-da.
Wow.
And look, the hallway lights. I thought so. No. I'm still learning. Things aren't quite entirely wired up right now.
Wow.
We're still in the middle of connecting actually a new cable that runs all the way from the top of our property down here to the house. Right now we have single phase. We're going to be putting in a 3-phase cable that will allow us to have multiple single phases throughout the house. It's a little more robust, gives us a lot more power for the future for running all the power that we need throughout the house and the property.
That was my question. For anybody who's watching who doesn't know what single phase or triple phase?
Three phase
is, it's just a more robust system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gives us a lot more kilowatts, a lot more amps, allows there to be more circuitry to run appliances that take a lot of power all at the same time.
Yeah, and we have a lot of projects for the future. So a lot of people ask us, what are you guys going to do when the mill is done? There's a lot more. So subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you stuck around with us until the very end, which is so special when you guys do this, because we really take pride in putting our stories together for you guys. This has actually been weeks in the making. Remember when in the beginning of this episode, we said that by the end of the day, we'd have light?
And tonight we are going to have lights inside of the mill for the very first time.
It's literally been 2 weeks.
I had to call the electricians out just for a special trip today, just to get a few of these back on so we could film this episode. So thank you to our electricians, because we wanted to close this out with some working light bulbs.
And drop us a light bulb in the comments.
Put it below.
Yes, just so we know that you stayed with us till the end and that you're just as excited as we are to have light inside of the mill for the very first time. This is huge.
And I got one more treat for you guys who left the light bulb comment. Take the camera. Check this bulb out. Ta-da!
Wow.
That's fun.
I love how it comes on softly. It's like such a gentle, so gentle. It's, oh, there it is.
It has a memory, so it goes back to the last use setting when you press the pressure switch.
And I like that it's warm.
Look here, I can dim it. Look at that, it's super dim.
Yes.
I'm gonna raise it a little more, dim it.
We're gonna be here all night just playing with our lights.
Off. Back on. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Let there be light. Wow, what a moment. A moment in history. And a moment in time. Look at us. Loving by the light of the mill.
And if you're looking for a Mr. and Mrs. Adventure oldie but a goodie, we'll put a link to one of our favorite episodes for you right here. You are the best.